Within my own home, I'm in my own throne. My own skin, no clone. On long going in for the wind, ozone, 10 toes strong, closed doors, I open it, siphoning, my own tone, microphoning, my own song, on my own right and my own wrong, my own masters, I'm my own master, in debt to my own loan, I'm in my own zone, within my own home, I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone, I'm in my own zone, from the hip to the thigh bone, from the lip to the microphone, I'm like a disciple stone, yet much larger than this fleshly vessel more. Like an architectural lecture with its trestle board. Polished and tougher, I embraced the struggle. Broke free from the dome, I escaped the bubble. They say trust your signs, but somebody's lying. Trying my patience, I'm aligned with Mother Nature, frying these agents of this dying matrix. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. Since 1970, there I was born, Robert Taylor's 92nd Access, Buckingham to one. First Sister Clever Homage School, then Fellowship Christian Academy. Just before I went public, still stuck with self adamantly. Spark from the infinite. See the sun, I'm equivalent. The eminent instrument of the eminent village militant. Break it down in increments. Rid the land of immigrant, misogynist and feminist. Restore the innocent. Half rich Indians, round pegs and square holes. Kindred spirits and rare souls. Discard the scarecrows. Better yet, the straw man. Pebbleboard rhetoric of the low man. It was us Europeans saw and ever since squatted on our land. Slaughtered our clans. Chartered our shares, auctioned us through birth certificates, social security, bonded our branches, census, or the dawn's rolls, religious books, or lost scrolls. Everywhere we turn, crossroads, till we learn or more, it's most mode. I'm not talking Morse code. Purge the family tree, they infected the bloodlines of the autochthonous Niji, brought with them disease, their pale-faced Slavic Maytags, Gregorian calendar holidays, turned the rainbow to a gay flag. They made treaties with tribes they recognized federally, ineffably. They were in cahoots with the Iroquois Confederacy. It's my destiny, along with the ancient ones, to return for everything they owe. I don't mean government sanctioned funds. I got other artistic notions of mine that's high flown, because the land's fly blown. Look for me in a cyclone. Great spirit, quicken my bones. I'm a true and living soul, son of the great matriarch. My heart glistening gold. Everyone wants to walk in the sun with her, but she'll run to the one who'll dance in the rain for her until it's done. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. On long going in for the wind, ozone, 10 toes strong, closed doors are opening, siphoning, my own tone, microphoning, my own song, on my own right and my own wrong. My own masters, I'm my own master, in debt to my own loan. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. Because the land's fly blown, look for me in a cyclone. Microphone, my own song, my own skin, no clone. And that'll still be once them foreigners are long gone. Hoshio, to my knees, J Bravo, Bravo. Plenty much gratitude for this collabo. Yes. It's been a long time since Greensville, bro, stop. Yet we here now. And the ancestors said to fuck some shit up. So here we are. Check it out. Is it the Great Reset or the Great Awakening? Great America or make America great again? Zombie apocalypse or a space invasion from an alien, or is it enemy or a fake friend? Artificial intelligence and clones are scriptural. Is it miracle or a spell cast magic ritual? Is it religion or is the path spiritual? Is the class pan-African but status aboriginal? I'm not here to debate or be argumentative. A little bit of common sense to dictate we are innocent. Their intent is to slip the start of as if they swift with our children who's being robbed of their fifth. Human trafficking, child sacrifice, adrenochrome, corrupt government in position to defend its own. You part of the resistance for sure. They gon' send a drone for a lie, fact checking, but I been in a zone since I been home. Been on some less chat down Babylon, Jericho, whatever name you give it, but let's rally on. With or without you, I'm still gon' tally on. They say this is the end time, so I'ma in the finale strong. Social media got you foolish, been a metaverse. Before the earth fully heals, it's gon' get hella worse. Got to be the living word cut out that dead letter cursor. When you spit into existence, manifest a better version. The light of the full moon, you'll soon see. Tuttle sheer, full bloom, a black sun. Pour doom down on these Molech worshippers. Burglars of the eternal furniture of the temple of the grand furbisher. Elijah was the precursor. Y'all didn't hear him though. Instead, y'all condemned him as if he were a criminal. Whether mothership or mother wit, we back with a vengeance. Return of the ancient ones, American engine. Operation Mockingbird, the same thing as Hunger Games and shortage of food. Truly the cause of the hunger pains is who? Honestly, a doctor. Are they phantoms of the opera proctors of Silicon Valley? And Big Pharma is Operation Naomi, America's top thing that poses for the MK Ultra program. And these doses of nanotech, these testers of swabs up their noses from youngest to oldest to inoculate this COVID. Are they the deep state or are we in a deep state? We say we got our eye open. It's more like we sleep wake. Is it about enlightening or do you expose shit for clout and lights which opposes a true socialist with this double-edged sword? I'm a true vocalist. I'm supposed to spit war upon you globalists and your 21 and 2030 agendas as the women weep for me. I'm a worthy avenger. In the light of the full moon, you'll soon see Tuttle she in full bloom, a black sun pour doom down on these Molech worshippers, burglars of the eternal furniture of the temple of the grand furbisher. Elijah was the precursor. Y'all didn't hear him though. Instead, y'all condemned him as if he were a criminal. Whether mothership or mother wit, we back with a vengeance. Return of the ancient ones, American engines. Respect to all the real Aboriginal Neezies out there. Keep on fighting, y'all. Feathers up. My work is to love. That is it. Nothing else. It's just to find a way to express love in every moment, every transaction, if you will, of life. And nothing more. That can be done through music. It can be done through art. It can be done through conversations like this.
I'm not playing.
Oh, Sharice, how are you feeling? All should be balanced. Great spirit willing. As master of ceremony, I rise to my feet and take 3 deep breaths before I proceed to speak. Exhale first to the zenith, ground and the sun. Next ancestors who left or have yet to come. Each person has a specific vocation and mission to carry out its better imagination and vision. Everyone's task is unique and shared. They may copy property and spirit can be traced. Footprints wash away.
I like
print can't be erased. Image may be tarnished, but aura can be defaced. I'm just like you, like we back in the day again. Time and distance separated us, but we stay friends. Our mistakes and poor decisions we made amends. You took trips from the shot to VA when I was caged in. That's a whole bunch of driving. Visits were ritual. Kept me with a visual. Effect was residual. Our words reciprocal, visible in the physical. From the annals of sheep steps up from the biblical. Who finds a wife, finds a good thing, one who sure to feed you bread, wine and will bring a crown to your head, prepare the heavens with you and could sing songs to a heavy heart. She happens to be my good flame. You are my first love, although you are my second wife. Things happen for a reason, no second guessing life. I'm still learning though, that's why I question life. And in the same breath I walk in purpose, blessed in life, born with the gift that you the reason why I bless the mic. With the gospel I kill Allah at his best on test night. Slightly digress, right? There's the impetus. My praise of the great matriarch is the rarest. Cherish the day, is the night you embellish. I stand corrected, vote dynamics we relish. Your hair's a true blue stone, your complexion is reddish. You are the sight of new life as this dark old world perish. Calm around, we stay in madness and mayhem. Just wanted to add on to your fresh start this AM. Together we radiate divine light as they spray hymns. Continue to shine bright, no attention is what we pay them. So make it your business to be wise, be stimulating, be excited, share new ideas. And when you face it, despicable realities of others, it's fictional. Daughter of the great mother, don't ever be predictable. No matter how much things seem inexplicable, I'm not going nowhere, I'ma always be here with you. You're just beginning, do you know? No one's ever been limits to potential. No matter how clever they may try to control climate, you design weather, the weight of the feather. You are the sublime measure. Structural hearing and coherence is music, the house of Heru and its acoustics. You're the cause of why when I see water, I see skies. No coincidence that Sharice is she rise. Crazy how I phrase these words so subtly. The annals of sheep, yours truly, turtle sheep. We must return to what we always are.
Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean soul, Caribbean. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Bounce to this. I'm just a black man, title, yo, you give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, why you
give me a big Cadillac, bitch?
Get you stacked, making chickens fat. You know you into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, jack, or we'll get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the idle cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks slow that. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled rats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terrible habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah, we need some 3 parts on this mess up. I can't carry my boys that chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, I need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you can work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it crowded a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? To the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your healing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm picking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used
look
to
at his
drink
belt. I thought he was jamming with me.
heaven
Look at his belt.
to the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled. Remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in the rock, but you gotta stop from working on your block. By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is it private the man to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is.
Get this movie and watch it. It's cheap. Compared to what it was 2 years ago, get it now. In fact, they didn't want nobody to buy it. Most people don't know. Get it. You can't get it on. Get it, have it, and watch it at least 3 or 4 times.
The Taliban spent more time in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa.
George Orwell.
But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There'd be many to stand whenever I rip. But it's devastation whenever I rip.
All right, we can play them. There's other songs I haven't played. Let's go ahead and we're gonna get into this read because I said I was gonna come back and read. That's the book I just got. I got a game, and that what you call it? I had it before and I gave it away. Somebody ordered the same thing and sent it to me again. I don't know. Somebody watching that deep. I gave it to somebody. Somebody saw it and was like, "Yo!" I showed it when I think Westside and Rondo was here. Traumahawk, I think he came, man. I can't remember. No, I think it was just Westside, me and Rondo. And I showed him. But anyway, I gave it to a friend of mine. Somebody just mailed it to me again. And it's not the same one. It's not from him. And then I bought this movie because my other one, this idiot here, jumping up on things, scratched it. So I bought this Sniper for like $12. Xbox 360. I ain't all into it. I can sit down and play a game every once in a while. That's one of my favorites. So, and Red Dead Redemption and Halo and a couple others. So when I do play, which is once in a blue moon. But the kids, when they come over, they like Godzilla and all that stuff. So I got definitely, I can't even figure that out. So, but let's go ahead and get into Behold the Pale Horse. Who's up in here? Black Swan. Yeah, that's the event that I was talking about. I said, let me go and order the new one because I have the PDF, And so that's not actually the new one. That's the actual writer, the individual that wrote about back in the 60s, was it? Or before that? The most prophetic voice of all. But Nassim, remember Nicholas Taleb? And this was the New York Times bestseller. And they were always telling themselves, it's just that you need to know where to look. And you need to pay attention and listen. Where people refuse to listen to those, regardless of how they spun the earth and lied, they're always going to tell a truth. All right, dynamically and phonetically. Okay, you need to remember that. So anyway, Jamil Samseed, yeah, I already hit it up. Yeah, he had hit me and seen if I got the book, checking to make sure I got it. I know some of you ordered it, but this is his first book. Our brother right here, his first book. Outstanding damn read, and this is the second one. I haven't even read it yet, so I'm gonna get through some of this. But when I open this up, and it's not big, I know it's gonna be majestic. That's all I gotta say to that, because this book can go along with some of the stuff he's sharing there, because I can break some of it down with Tartary, and I've got like 13 books on Tartary. I told you I researched the real word of the lands. I just broke down to you this morning that China was never called China. I have family from the Qing Dynasty that married into my family. They were dark Chinese escaping the persecution and the murder, which was an 8-13 nation. After they conquered everybody else, went there to conquer them and establish and create a fake China, as they did in creating fake Japan. And it's not no slang, because people have been raised and nurtured in that lie, like those fake Jews over there in Palestine that believe that's their land, lied to by the Zionists who aren't religious, and they're the most sickest individuals on earth who control our military. I mean, look. You got the one that's talking about education. That's a he, she, an admiral. Trust me, should never be in that position, not qualified. But because nobody know no better, this is what you get. Okay? So that book, the new one, will be read with Not Out of Africa and Kimberly R. Norton, that comes from Ojibwe, whatever his name, the guy in 1800s that wrote about the Americas. John Ogilvy, if I remember right. John Ogilvy, but we'll read that book with those. It's a shorter one. The other one I have to read in its entirety without reading all this other stuff. So once we get done with Heaven Bearers, Holly Mikowski is talking about all of America and the fact that it's the Republic of Tartary. And we get pretty much solidified after the articles with Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Then we'll go ahead and we'll drive into that book fully. Now, as far as Flatlanders and the several books that I purchased, I decided to purchase 2 more to go with that. Yes, there's like 9 books that go with Flatlanders. If you read through that book, you will see the books that it sits there to reference. That's what I'm doing. So the next time, which will be the 3rd time that I read it, if you didn't go back and watch the videos of me reading, which you may learn a lot, because the map under the World Trade Center, right, at the time was a flat Earth with a black hole in the middle. They never reached the North Pole. And if anybody paid attention, you would know that they were hundreds of miles away from the very place they call the North Pole. They can't get there. There's no way. They can't even fly over. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's shout the rest of y'all out. Herbo, Jamil Shamshi, I Am Baby Girl Slaughter, Delusions of Humanity, Big Dog Philly OG, and subscribe to each other. Stop being lazy. Baby Girl Sue, what's up, mama? It's good to have y'all up in here. Let's get this read in. It's not going to be as long as you think, all right? But it's informative. Okay? So as you do recall, excuse me, we're in Article 6, okay? And we left off at 9 because from 9, there are 21, I will not say bullet points, but sections. And it's not as bad as you believe. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of reiterating. I'm just going to read it. And you pay attention, because I know you're not vested in your cities. Not every one of you. But some of you are. And going to your PTA and all these other meetings. And holding the people responsible for the challenges in the city that's not even a position or place. All right? Anyway, so let's go ahead. Excuse me. This is Behold the Pale Horse, all right, by William Cooper, who was murdered here in Arizona. Hit team took him out. All right. One leg, Navy Vietnam vet. Man, rubbing shoulders with giants. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't that important, he wasn't telling no truth. Why send a, as usual, a certain wayward ass Spaniard hiding a costume to assassinate him? Anyway, Section 9. Pay attention, because we already went through we went through sections 8, and you got to remember this is the B, the House of Representatives, out of Article 4, Article 6, which is the legislative branch, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Okay, so we went through the Senate. Now we're in the House of Representatives, and this is where you really should pay attention. All right, Section 9. It shall be the duty of the House to make laws concerning taxes. When the Constitution was radicalized, that means radicalized. All right? That's what it was, literally. Okay? There was no such thing as taxes ever. That was what they incorporated. I mean, it took them a long time to get to 1971 and remove the gold and silver standard. They removed certain bills, and most of the money in the early years had us on it. And we weren't slaves. They were showing the people who were culturally building and saving this land, even in the midst of their destruction, their warlike mannerism behavior, and identity theft, the Gujar, and a few others. If you're doing the research based on the Gujar, you will find out all the others you need to know. Most people in religion will not know that. Trust me, I'm the only one, the first one to speak on it. 1, for their laying and collection, which should be lying and collection. A, which would be like a bullet point. They shall be uniform and shall not be retroactive. B, except such as may be authorized by law or be laid by authorities or by the new states, all collections shall be made by a national revenue agency. This shall include collections for trust funds herein. Trust funds, listen, this shall be this shall include collections for trust funds hereinafter authorized. Do any of y'all have any? Can you touch your trust funds? C, except for corporate levies. Corporate levies. That's the radicalization. To be held in the National Sharing Fund. Hereinafter authorized taxes may be collected only from individuals and only from incomes, but there may be withholding from current incomes. You're not supposed to be paying food taxes, taxes on water at the register. Because y'all don't know your voice is strong and you refuse to come together because of the world they created and the division and how the music and everything has manipulated you, you will never arise to the occasion and be the voice to say, we're not paying more goddamn taxes and nobody's going to do nothing about it. Let me tell you something. If our people, just 5% of them, said enough of this and started exacting back, the police, nobody could stop it. Nobody. D, to assist in the maintenance of economic stability, the president may be authorized to alter rates by executive order. Now, it's funny that I'm reading this, but yet they want you to believe in the Boston Tea Party. Taxation without representation. This is not the representation, because government wasn't established to deal with taxes. It was removed, remember? To assist in the maintenance of economic stability, the president may be authorized to alter rates by executive order. When was executive order first utilized? E, there shall be imposed on profit-making enterprises owned or conducted by religious establishments or other non-profit organizations. 3051Cs, people. Policing of the population through religious narrative, pork barrel, underhand robber baron-like techniques. F, there shall be none on food, listen to me, there shall be no taxes on food, medicines, residential rentals, or commodities or services designated by law as necessities. And there shall be no double taxation. Excuse me, fines on this road are doubled, but because you don't know no better, you sit there and I gotta go pay this bill, and the idiots around you. Me too. I paid one last month. They just coedify and they give strength to a thing that is very moot. A G. None shall be levied for registering ownership or transfer of property. Are we going back to the Fourth Amendment? We're actually enacting it. Oh, that's right. The government is crushing all on you with a police department that has no real jurisdiction over you because you're not together, but you're divided and separated. You don't move as one as they do. What's funny is even when the NFA in 1938 or 39, when with their racist tactics by way of the liberals, the Zionists, to remove guns from our people, the majority of our people kept them and killed a whole lot of them still. The perversions, that is. No life should ever be taken. 2, for expenditure from revenues. What was that? 95 billion? What the hell? Fake ass Israel and Ukraine, when Russia was doing their best for years to keep peace. Make that make sense? And over 80% of this population doesn't want no goddamn war. And I guess the fake ass government's not listening. You better pay attention. What? For the purposes detailed in the annual budget, unless objection be made by the procedure prescribed herein. And that's why you need to go and speak for each state. See, when you vote in your states, those votes are not electoral. They're those individuals, and if you chose to run, you should really get out there and campaign. But they want to make it about fiat, which is worthless. That keeps you from doing so. Look at me attempting to get donations for buying books they call me the second library here. I mean, I'm just only using it as an example. Yet we've had a great turnout by 2 wonderful sisters and a few wonderful brothers. For such other purposes of the House may indicate and require the planning board to include in revision of the budget, but except in declared emergency, the total may not exceed the president's estimate of available funds. And what the fuck is going on? Why does this fake ass media always talking about we're $33 trillion in debt? We who, motherfucker? When I last heard, every year we spend over 16 trillion alone. So what's going on? That's not including the Pilskins, the Spanish, the Chinese, the Mexicans, and nobody. That's us. And they want you to believe you're just 11%. They just keep taking away. We've been 13% for over 40, 50 years, and now you're just 11%, and they just let over 13 million over the last 3 to 5 years across the border intentionally. Gee, okay. I'm going to leave that alone. I digress. Now, number 3 out of B. For fixing the percentage of net corporate taxable incomes to be paid into a national sharing fund to be held in the custody of the Chancellor of Financial Affairs and made available for such welfare and environmental purposes as are authorized by law. But they're giving these migrants hotels and schools, certain people Airbnb homes, and giving them a check card, a bank account. Then Eric Adams, that faggot ass African, turn around and no slight to the African brothers who ain't with this nonsense. Turn around and is asking for how much more? Anyway, that's another podcast, I believe. There's some of you that live there could speak better on that. I don't study the idiot. I study people, I just don't study worthlessness. And if you chose that, that's your stupid ass. Anyway, number 4, to provide for the regulation of commerce with other nations and among the new states' possessions, territories, or as shall be mutually agreed with other organized governments. But export should not be, doesn't say UN, be taxed. And I don't want to hear about World War II on one. And import shall not be taxed except on recommendation of the president at rates whose allowable variations shall have been fixed by law, who decrees the law, to which they vote upon. There shall be no quotas and no nations favored by special rates. And what's going on with Sweden? Unless by special acts requiring 2/3 majorities. 2/3 of what? What are we talking about? Who are we dealing with? Y'all need to pay attention. Number 5, to establish or provide for the establishment of institutions for the safekeeping of savings. Is that what that Wall Street is? Okay. For the gathering and distribution of capital. We see what's happened with that. For the issuance of credit. For regulating the coinage of money. That would be the gold and silver, the actual. And for gathering and distributing, and for controlling the media of exchange, and for stabilizing prices. But such institutions, when not public, are symbiotic, and shall be regarded as affected with the public interests. You don't see no public interest, you see corporate interests. And shall be supervised by the Chancellor of Financial Affairs. Do y'all know who the Chancellor of Financial Affairs is? Why is it that they're doing all this stuff and you're not saying anything? Because you don't know. That's why. So they're just running amok, making you a mockery and doing all this goofy shit because you've got 20 years every time you turn around war, and you got these bastards who get in the fight. If they ain't committing suicide, this, that, and other, my veteran brothers and sisters, the ones who want to keep it going, not them, who are selected. They're picked because they're the sickest things. But you don't know how to come together to change this. As easy as it is. Number 6, to establish institutions for insurance against risk and liabilities for communications, transportation, and other commonly used and necessary for public convenience. Number 8, to assist in it. Well, you know what that is, right? Anyway, number 8, to assist in the maintenance of world order. And I ain't gonna say nothing. For this purpose, when the president shall recommend the vast jurisdiction in international legislative, judicial, or administrative agencies. You starting to see the picture painted? How they've been lying to you nonstop? Number 9, to develop with other peoples. Who? And for the benefit of all, the resources of space, of other bodies in the universe, and of the seas beyond 12 miles from low water shores, unless treaties shall provide other limits. You know, you're in the space. Right now, you're in the space they're talking about, and the universe as well. It's not outside, it's right here. Deplorably, because of this language is a spell, it means your body as well. The space and the universe that it incorporates. Number 10, to assist other peoples who have not attained satisfactory levels of well-being. That means not putting them in psych wards and this, that, and other. But you know who created petroleum-based medicines that are not healing. They are not therapeutical, and they're not nurturing, nor do they level you up, but further degradize and raise you. That means bring you down to destroy you. Other bodies in the universe, and to assist other peoples who have not attained, satisfactory levels of well-being, to delegate the administration of funds for assistance whenever possible to international agencies, and to invest in or contribute to the furthering of development in other parts of the world. That means we're supposed to be well off, right? Number 11, to assure or assist in assuring adequate and equal facilities for education, You haven't seen that in a minute. For training and occupation citizens may be fitted to pursue. That means trade schools. And to re-educate or retrain those whose occupations may become obsolete. Are they doing that? No, some people may, because of certain areas you live, you might say, well, we have that, well, shut the up. Number 12, to establish in a whole people. Number 12, to establish or to assist institutions devoted to higher education, to research, or to technical training. And all they did was weaponize it. So they do everything against the Constitution, against the Bill of Rights. Every amendment that is there, they have gone against, but have given you the illusion of. Number 13, to establish and maintain or assist in maintaining libraries, archives, monuments, and other places of historic interest. Dig up the old truth, create a new lie, and maintain it and make it relevant based on curriculums and re-educating and lying to the youth, while the men go off to fight and the women go through stress and struggle because the government does not parlay their help because they have become a fictional entity. They have been hijacked and they are tyrannical. Now, Number 14, to assist in the advancement of sciences and technologies and to encourage cultural activities. DARPA? Grumman? Do I need to go on? Really? 15, to conserve natural resources by purchase, by withdrawal from use, or by regulation. To provide or to assist in providing facilities for recreation. To us, and what do they do with all our recreational buildings? I ain't going to say nothing what we let happen. To establish and maintain parks, forests, wilderness areas, wetlands, and prairies. Oh, that's right. They've been running around cutting railroad tracks and pumping and dumping chemicals with guys with chemical suits into the rivers, the Mississippi, the Bayou, the Delta. Yes. That's what they mean. Be able to slide on in, keep you believing that they're keeping you safe, and pump the waters full of poison. Illegal. To improve streams and other waters. It doesn't matter how sweet they lie. It was never needed before, and it's definitely not needed now. And because they want to argue the case that you're stupid with fake-ass fact checkers who are part of the agenda. To ensure the purity of air and water. To control the erosion of soils, and to provide for all else necessary for the protection and common use of the national heritage. What did the fake Jews do the best? Some of you live in cities, you paid those fake-ass landlords, you're the landlord. And what did they do? They treated you like shit when things went down. They did their best to kick you out. The government, with they pushing drugs made in Germany, further proliferating of certain plants and stuff to create cocaine, this, that, and the other. That's what your government, that's you call that your government. Okay. Use of the national heritage, which is the people. 16, to acquire property and improvements for public use at cost to be fixed, if necessary, by the Court of Claims. Do y'all know what the Court of Claims is? Can a country be within a country? Y'all just don't get it. 17, to prevent the stoppage or hindrance of governmental procedures or other activities affected with a public interest as defined by law. To prevent the stoppage or hindrance of government procedures or other activities affected with a public interest as defined by law. What law? Look it up. I'm reading them now. By reason of disputes between employers and employees, or for other reasons, and for this purpose to provide for conclusive arbitration, if adequate provision for collective bargaining fail. From such findings, there may be appeal to the court. The Court of Arbitration reviews, but such proceedings may not stay the acceptance of findings. Number 18, to support an adequate civil service for the performance of such duties as may be designated by administrators, and for this purpose to refrain from interference with the process of appointment or placement, asking advice or testimony before committees only with the consent of appropriate superiors. What would that be? You mean like the ones that was blind to hindsight and made ignorant when they murdered JFK and a few others? Or when these bastards are running out here with a fake quality immunity that really don't exist, established by a kangaroo court that really don't exist, and because y'all are scared because too many of you have been caught up in being a perverted form from the 60s, instead of snapping out of it, and the ones of us that aren't haven't done anything to be the voice, but continue the ridicule, the abstinence from love, and take on that perception of hate and vilification. This is our shit. Start acting like it and know it. Number 19. To provide for the maintenance of armed forces. Oh yeah, let's jab them up and kill them. Anyway, 20. To enact such measures as will assist families in making adjustment to future conditions, using estimates concerning population and resources made by the planning board. Number 21. To vote within 90 days on such measures as the president may designate as urgent. It gives them place for the hijack, but it's not his place to do if you pay attention to all the last 20 that he is actually went against, because he is nobody's president but the corporation that shouldn't exist, that should not have interest or anything, just as Wall Street shouldn't fucking exist, fleecing and bargaining on your retirement and your goddamn trust. I could have said a whole lot of other stuff. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. And with that, we'll be getting into Article 7, which is the regulatory branch. That is going to be very fucking interesting. You know what I'm saying? Who all came up in here? Anybody else come up in here? James Bond, what's going on, beloved? So I got everybody awesome. Chancellor of Financial Affairs. Nowadays, the term is most often used to describe the head of the government, a person in charge of foreign affairs, a person with duties related to justice, which should not even exist, because there's no justice. Andrew Yang and Ubi. Thank you. They perverted everything. Yes, they have. Court of Claims is in Washington, D.C., but D.C. is a district separate from America. Hello. But you adhere to the bullshit because you're afraid to move, because you don't know how to move together, which is your earthly, self-given right. I remember when I was in the Bronx and we was out there chatting, me and some Jamaicans, we was out there kicking it. I had a little Jamaican girlfriend. Cops came talking about, we ain't know who they were. They weren't even from there. Talking about break it up. I said, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Now I had my ooh-wops, and everybody knew I was all about it. I said, man, who the fuck? I remember saying to one guy, I said, who the fuck is you and where you from, nigga? He said, who you talking? I said, I'm talking to you, bitch. So one of the cops knew me. I said, yo, man, had this motherfucker meet me at the ring over the sound view. Had this motherfucker right here. And he's growling like he really about it. I said, meet me in the ring, motherfucker. And my little Hindu brother, the Dominican Hindu motherfucker came over. That's the one that stopped that knucklehead. I said, what we got here? A knife. I said, yeah, I used to carry a bigger one, motherfucker. I used to carry my gun. He got a gun. And homeboy put my knife back in my pocket, went to his friend, and his friend was trying to be swole up. I says, you don't have no jurisdiction on me, motherfucker. I says, don't ever stop. You can stop and frisk me, motherfucker, either. You don't, that's not even legal, motherfucker. So, and I says, and you know, And when I said this is when everybody on the street was like, holy shit. I says, you're not even here to serve and fucking protect. Get your punk ass away from me. His buddies made him get in the car. He's trying to look tough in the car. I wanted to choke that punk ass motherfucker out so bad. And nobody tapped. Let his eyes start glossing first. But it's not the case. All right? I'm not here to advocate violence. You dig what I'm saying? Because there's a whole bunch of them running right now think they're fucking Superman. Getting the testosterone shots. Doing some things you know nothing about. And I'm not here to badmouth them. That's their choice. Everybody has a choice. I have no hate. I don't move on hate. Don't need it. At that time, now, I was just hated everything and everybody, and I was angry with everything. I didn't accept who I was to have a clear understanding. I didn't know why I felt the way I did, because there was a feeling that was obtrusive and you know what I mean. Just like when I was in Wichita and I beat up that cop for 14 years who was beating up the kids. And I said, hey man, let's have a little sparring match. And well, you know I held back, but I damn near broke his ankle, punching him in his biceps, like from the inside, where he couldn't move, kicking him on the side of his neck, you know, and that's 9 months of Taekwondo training. This guy been doing it for all this time, but he didn't know my background. And I was hitting him with, I didn't want to break his ribs, but I was bruising him. He didn't come and train for like a month, 2 months. And then after that, they were moving. I'm like, watching them. And by that time, I started training with a Korean War vet, a Korean and Vietnam vet who trained under General Cheon Yi, who was actually one of his third pupils. He passed away from cancer, y'all. And he was pretty old, and he gave me his original black belt, which was white. And he was the first one to tell me, always keep that in mind. And his broke because he worked at the cleaners. Anyway, y'all know that story. And the children are always protected. Maybe because I went through the abuse I went through, and I've seen some horrendous things. You know what I mean? In Harlem, there's a guardian angel running up in the building with all the smoke. I done been to Smokey George and AFFF and the gas chambers and all that shit. So I didn't have a problem going up there beyond everybody else to get the kids. You know, I keep my CPR up to date. You know. So yeah, days, right? Walking in this. Appreciate the donations. I think somebody made a donation. I saw something pop down. If you did, I appreciate you. Like I said, I ordered a whole bunch more books. So we got that one. I can't wait to read that one. But we're gonna get into my brother Jamil Shamsi's book. So we got to get through Heaven Bearers. I'm going to come back on and read Heaven Bearers and Howdy Mikowski's. All right, get those done. That'll be another week of just reading. Then we're going to get into. I told Jamil I would. I done read that book twice. Let me tell you something. I need Rondo and them to get here so we can go. I can go ahead and get pictures and stuff and put them and do the end screen and the voiceovers and everything. So let me see here so I can send love and also appreciate you here. I don't believe in thank yous and all that stuff. Timonius D. Appreciate you, beloved. I already got Eugene Washington. Appreciate you, beloved. And you know the ladies, man, they got y'all straight, man. So that was when I took that 500, added that, so it's 1,000. I was able to order some really good books. I could have ordered a few of the cheaper ones, had a lot more showing up, but I've been having books come in on regular, as you've seen. So I'm going to keep that going, you know what I mean? And like I said, I thought he was in the window. That's outside. I appreciate y'all. It's nothing but love. I'm reading this stuff. I'm not a preacher of hate and all that shit. I want to keep it 100%. You know what I'm saying? And I like going live. Yeah, I got a bunch of crap I can upload. Things I did with CapCut and all that. I haven't uploaded none of it, except for the few that you saw. That video I did with the me at night, getting ready to go to sleep, that was just for my baby, Snoop. That wasn't for all of you. And if you appreciate it, appreciate you. All right? We know we're living in a world of delusion. Ain't that right, my brothers? Delusions of humanity. And did y'all watch? Have y'all subscribed to his channel? Continue to subscribe to Westside's. He's going to be coming out soon. Continue to subscribe to our brother Westside's channel. Don't play around. Go in there, Westside's channels, and subscribe to it if you haven't. I'd appreciate it. I can't make you do anything, but maybe you're starting to pay attention and have a clearer notion of what a choice means. There's good choices, there's bad choices. There's right choices, there's wrong choices. Just because you have a choice doesn't mean you always have to make it. Sometimes you're supposed to know. And if we're going to walk as one, you're going to walk beside me, and I'm going to walk beside you. Obligate yourself. It's not a bad obligation. You've obligated. I can do like Biden. If you don't vote for me, well, if you don't walk beside me, you do yourself a disservice. You obligate yourself out. Not, right? At least I'm not lying to you. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some sardines and a salad. Okay? Love y'all. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Skip that. Come back. Make sure I got all those books here. Yeah. I got a lot of books up here. I got a lot more books downstairs. Oh, the Gypsy book. I forgot I got the Gypsy book too. Oh, the Gypsy book. So y'all have a better understanding about the Gujars. Don't worry, we're going to continue to read the Negro Project. I just wanted to take a breath. Just like the book of lynching and all that crap. Okay? Sometimes you got to allow yourself to breathe. If you don't, you can get caught up. No, that's a new book, Joe. The book on the gypsies. Oh, my goodness. Y'all going to be like, what the hell, Red? I know. I'm going to be like, easy does it. Don't kill yourself. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Phenomenal. And, I wanted to let y'all know, Baby Girl Slaughter has been reading these, and she has another book. It's an excellent book. So I'm not reading it because she's reading it. But when I do read it, it's going to be read with a plethora of different books. And you go over there and you see what I'm talking about. Don't sit here expecting me to tell you everything. That's not how it's going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Oh, African. That's a new one on Lincoln, too. Yeah, I got another book on Lincoln. I forgot to show you all that. I'm not going to show you today, so mind your manners. Okay. Don't worry. The Science of Secret Secretion. I'm going to read more of that to y'all when I just have a moment for those who are grounding and you're learning how to meditate, not to BS meditate. Be careful meditating with these people on YouTube. They have you going crazy. You won't go to sleep. Trust me on that. Okay? You won't go to sleep. I don't care what you think, what you believe. The Constitution of the Confederate States. Ours. They say ratified. I say radicalized, and that's the facts. All right? Okay, I got it right here. So we'll get into those two books when we come back in about 2.5 hours. I'm going to make me a salad, some natto. I'm almost out. I'm afraid to even order the crap. I don't know what they'll send me. I'm going to have to start having people order stuff for me, man. Because, Anyway, love you guys. And I'm going to see y'all here shortly. Was that? Yes, they have. Was that? Yes, that's right. Thank you, hon. Jamel Shamsi's new book. Yeah, which I showed you. Can't wait to read it to you guys.